Hello and welcome to Cloud Monday. Our new game is Battlefield 2042. It's been a little while since I've done a first-person shooter from Cloud Monday. My hope is part 1 we'll look at the single player and part 2 we'll check out the multiplayer. Honestly, I haven't played a Battlefield game since the PS3, so not entirely sure what I'm getting myself in for here. I guess we'll find out if the online services are still going. They should be. It's only, what, 4 years old, this game? Off the top of my head, I'm not entirely sure how much of a success this was or wasn't. So yeah, we're streaming this from PlayStation Plus cloud streaming service to my launch model PS4. So not PS4 Pro, not PS5, PS4, which is probably why the loading times are as long as they are. But you also have to remember, I'm playing a video. So what's being sent to me, to my PS4, is a video. So we're going to see if there's any noticeable delay in the controls, any degrading in the video. So far the video has been nice and crisp. Can I just hit circle? No. Feel free to pause the video if you want to read this. There's a very little blurring of the text even when you're moving this quick, which again highlights the quality of the video we're getting. So this Battlefield game is a recent addition. Oh, it's square. Ha! Sorry.
Enable menu narration.
Enable? That is such a weird voice. But why not? It might make it easier for you guys watching on YouTube.
Enable crossplay.
I think so.
Colorblind presets off.
So for me, I don't need to worry about colorblind presets, but it is nice that it's here.
Custom neutral color.
But you can also see how it affects.
Custom accent color. Subtitling.
Wait, what?
Subtitling.
That's not right.
Subtitle text is normal. Large. Large.
Okay.
Subtitle on. Off. Play incoming text chat as speech off. On. Off.
I'm not entirely sure if that's single player or if that's going to be multiplayer. But honestly, I'm going to turn that
Enable crossplay.
menu narration off. That is, I apologize, but that is really frustrating. But yeah, got a lot of options, which is fantastic. Feel free to customize them as you need. I don't have HDR on my TV, but my TV is a little dark, so I'm just going to make it a little bit brighter for me. We got such fine controls on that. Oh, and then it jumps about. So I'm going to put the controller next. This is a good way to show the delay, if there is any. Hopefully that was nice and clear. Then there's not really any significant delay. You can invert stuff if you want. Cool. Hopefully, if we have to, there will be a menu somewhere in the settings where we can tweak things.
Fire, flint, language, machines. In the face of crises, humanity adapted. We became warriors, explorers, builders, dreamers flying forward, in control of a changing world.
45 in Paris, the highest temperature ever recorded. The world's worst Category 6 storm is just hours. Hundreds of thousands of residents are preparing for yet another night without power.
Flooding earlier in the week in parts of all concerns will turn to the voltage. Firestorms began in central Latvia, but spread to 8 Baltic nations that had
The price of fresh water rose again today in the London Stock Exchange, hitting an all-time high.
I'm old enough to remember what that world used to be like. We had places we belonged. Country, community, family.
Have ravaged 50% of global shipping ports, threatening food supply chains.
The starving population continues to riot in the streets.
Militaries to fortify their borders using...
At what point does a country stop being a country?
One failed state became a dozen, and now there's millions of refugees headed every direction, except home.
1.2 billion people have been displaced by the shocking chain reaction.
We call ourselves nomads, the non-patriotic, stateless warriors fighting for our survival.
The world's non-patrioted finds themselves taking sides between Russia and the United States. In their
Caught
quest
between
to
the
fight
last two superpowers as they circle each other, fighting for resources, threatening to draw us into a new kind of war.
that has disrupted electronic communication across the planet. We don't know what is happening. Are we broadcasting? Are we on air?
Communications and navigation systems, leading to massive disruption.
The cause is unknown. Russia and the United States have been pointing fingers, escalating tensions between the nations to fever pitch. The war between the superpowers is imminent.
We're headed to Doha to keep an American satellite from falling into Russian hands. And the intel on board is all the excuse either side needs to send us straight to hell. But we faced crises before. The nomads were born out of it. We are the warriors. We are the adaptation. And this fight is ours.
Well, that was a really cool video cinematic. And it held up. There was no macro blocking, no audio drop. It was really cool.
Listen up. I only have time to explain this once. Inside the combat zone, there are two opposing armies fighting to gain and then hold sectors. The fight continues until one side runs out of reinforcements and is forced to withdraw. That's it. Now, how do you gain sectors? You gain a sector by securing the objectives inside. To secure an objective, clear it of all hostiles. Once one side holds all the objectives inside a sector, it's theirs. Holding more sectors than the enemy causes them to bleed reinforcements. You bleed the other team to zero, and it's over. You take the field. Sure, you can light up hostiles and whittle down enemy reinforcements, but matches are won or lost by capturing sectors. Eyes on the prize, people. Move out!
So basically it's a Muso. That's how you get sectors and areas of Musos, really. Well, that should be fun. I have to imagine this is going to be the tutorial. So hopefully it'll be a fairly decent one. But yeah, it's loading times. It's the launch PS4. Ooh, look at that.
You contacts! US forces in the vicinity! Wow. You think you can pass me through to them? I'll try! Hold on!
I do remember there was a
Commander Connell, who am I talking to?
battlefield that has a lot of weather effects, and I'm thinking this is this one.
We're engaging the Russian ground forces. Unless you notepads want to get caught in the crossfire, I suggest you join us. We got a choice? When? Sending coordinates. See you on the field.
Well, it defaults to support, so let's use it. If there's going to be a dust storm, this is going to be a real test of the video.
Okay, squads, strategy's simple. Capture your objectives, take control of the sectors, and repel the enemy.
It seems we face professional.
Square. On the right side.
Take control of that objective! Monitoring your advance, Nopads. Take that objective and show the enemy no
How do I get
quarter.
off?
Intel shows no hostiles present.
X.
Nopads, you are free to move on that
X.
objective. Be sure to move there!
Damn it.
Locate and capture
I'm
objective.
blocked in.
The battle's not over yet. Full waypoint! Let's move! Lights up! The sector is now under our control.
Damn it, how do I get off this
The
stupid
Nopads
bike?
know outcome looks promising.
Square,
We
okay.
control the majority of sectors.
So this was the first one. Well, R2 is shoot. To be expected.
Just secured Sector Bravo.
I think we are meant to use the vehicles.
They're hitting Bravo 1 hard.
I guess that means the maps are huge. B1's under attack. Who or where are they? Can't see where they're shooting from. Oh,
Bravo 1 is being contested by hostiles.
that did it. Damn, they got a tank.
Russian forces are on site. All units
There is no
secure those sectors.
square. Using on-screen prompts. So no tutorial, but on-screen prompts. Okay. Two.
Russians are attacking one of our objectives.
Do I have anything to shoot at that thing? What's L1? I see that's on the bottom right. Huh, that's L1. Press it again. Doesn't get rid of it. Ah, how do I triangle? Just see the prompt again at the bottom. Right.
Alpha objectives under control. Sector secure.
Oops, sorry.
Taking all sectors. Don't let me get a foothold. Reloading now! Resources fast. Already down by a quarter.
What is this? Is this shield? Damn, the Russians are... Like, we're not winning them down enough. No more ammo. Am I missing something? Can we just destroy that tank? Where did it go?
Let's hear it. little early, but we're securing territory on schedule.
He's got a health thing, but what was that? EMP? What were the other sectors? Like A is fine. B and C are fine. So we've got all the sectors. That tank!
One of our objectives is under attack.
Alright, let's go and check out C. Apparently we're... That's what's under attack. Oh, balls.
They forced us off Charlie 1. Positive ID on enemy tank! They're hurting. Hostile forces are at half strength.
Uh-huh. Defibrillator.
Charlie sector has fallen.
Ammo crate. Ooh. Hold X to skip a deploy. Wait, does that mean... So they have C1. That says cover, ammo crate, defibrillator. Who's reading the bottom right? We need to take C back. Where are
Our
they?
troops are engaging at Charlie 1. Alpha, sector Bravo.
Let me in.
We can't let them keep all those sectors. Prepare to counterattack.
They got B1 as well. Damn. Some good vibrations on the controller, that's for sure. Well, they are our troops. Where are the Russians? Why aren't they coming to take this back? Alright,
Get full control of sector Charlie.
that's B. And a stupid tank. Like, I don't have anything in my weapon selection
Than they have. Keep going.
that can do tanks. Looks like they're after A as well. I might go straight to A instead. Oh, balls. Where is A? There it is. Damn. I know what was shot at me. It looked like a tank shell. tree. Where is it? Where are you? Where
The enemy is moving on
is
Alpha 1.
the flag? Tanks I'm worried about. Don't have anything to fight a tank. Did they get it? Sounds pretty good. I give them that. The sound is really nice in this game. Yeah, it's low. I'm wondering if they've placed like a rocket launcher up top to attack with. But I don't think so.
Alpha 1 is under attack.
So it's 30 meters.
Got one of them.
Got no ammo. So, ammo crate. What was that?
More ammo.
Balls. Oh. Molotov. Okay. Damn. What got me? Requesting revive. Can't anyone do it? Are there any medics nearby? But how do I deal with tanks? That's the thing. Is there any way to change my loadout? Right, deploy. Yes, I can. Any of these have... I don't know, strike engineer. Damn. I should have... Let's see. Right, it says turret.
Down sector Bravo.
So I left turret right.
Looking good.
Anti-tank
Sector
mine.
secure, but this
Okay.
isn't over.
See if I can go and blow up a tank before this runs out of time. Damn it, tree.
Exhausting, but worth it.
That was long. So, well, if you're unfamiliar with this series, one of the things we look at specifically is the save system. If you're going to be disconnected from the PlayStation Plus cloud streaming service, you only get a 20-second warning. So I'm quite surprised that we have to do a mandatory, 15-minute Um, voice chat off, please. Off. Fair enough. So yeah, it's just a little weird that you got a mandatory 15-20 minute fight, and at no point did it say anything about saving or auto-saving. And there's no tutorial for this screen, is there? It just throws you in Call of Duty style. That's frustrating. Collection. Not entirely sure. My guess would be weapons we've obtained or used. It's taken ages to load in. I do like an engineer, especially in Killzone. Turrets and fixing stuff, so but then he's got a repair tool. I don't see customize for square. Ah, so it's customized to this. And that costs money. We have 300 monies. Oh no. What gadget? Anti-tank. Sounds useful. Oh, big guy. Smoke grenade. Smoke grenade is what the other character was using. Where is options? Okay. Is this saving as we go? I can't see anything for manual saves. There's something on the bottom left spinning. I'm guessing that's network related or autosave related. So is this not a single player game? Is this just online multiplayer? Well, Conquest is what we just did. What happens if I select Breakthrough? Does it tell us what it is? Okay. I've played something similar to Breakthrough in Star Wars Battlefront. Domination Team Deathmatch sounds self-explanatory. Wait, what's this? No idea. Work in small groups to acquire data drives. Well, I guess we can try Breakthrough. I've honestly thought this was a single player game with multiplayer, but it doesn't look like it. So I guess both parts will have a multiplayer focus. In that case, one of the biggest questions I will have now is, what is the punishment for disconnecting? For example, in Splatoon 3, if you disconnect during that, you get a 10-minute warning. No, sorry, a 10-minute timeout. I think it's 10. So here, what would be really important is if somewhere it said, if you disconnect, you get this punishment. Because again, we only get a 20-second warning. And the chances are, you're not going to win a game in those 20 seconds. So I want to know what the punishment is. If I get disconnected, what is it? Do I lose all results from that match? Do I get put into a timeout? Do I get a negative rating? And the fact that this says nothing, like, we've got all this space on the screen. Why can't I press a button and get rules? You got L1 and R1. Why is there not a rule section, or, give me the information I need as a cloud player? I mean, this has been a problem with all the online multiplayer games we've had. None of the games we've tried have told us what the punishment is for disconnecting. So, who are we in this fight? Because it tells us what the mode is, it tells us what both are trying to do, but it doesn't say what we're playing as. AI teammates always try to enter as gunners and passengers. So we are going to play alongside AI, okay. Just go with it. Oh no, we're not joining a game, we're creating a lobby. So we have to wait for other people to join us. Well, if I knew that we were going to create a lobby, I would have... I think I've said this before in several other videos. In games like Killzone 2 and 3, when it came to the multiplayer, they showed you all the current games that you could access. They showed what your on-site space is, how many players were in it, and it was really easy to join a game. It was very clear. You either create your own, or these are the ones currently playing, which one would you like to join? I genuinely thought I was joining a game, because there was no distinction, there was nothing explaining it, and no. I'm in a lobby. I don't want this. I want to play. And what's frustrating, there are no buttons on screen which tell me how to get out of here. Square, customize class, L2 and R2 does this stuff at the bottom. How do I get out? Is it just circle? Circle does nothing. Triangle expands that. What about X? X does nothing. Touchpad. Nothing. Left. Right. Down. Up. L3. R3. How do I get out of here? It was options. It's the exact same problems as Call of Duty. You can check the site or YouTube for those videos. I checked Call of Duty out on consoles and mobile, and it was a horrible experience both times. Because the games assume you know how to play this. I haven't played Battlefield since PS3. How am I meant to know how the game works, how the menus work? I don't play Call of Duty, I don't play Battlefield, and if they're going to copy each other, then it doesn't work well for me. As someone who's trying to come to this new.
Now we get serious.
So how do I see what's being played? How do I join something immediately? Is there any way to see what's being played at the moment? It doesn't give us the information, does it? Perhaps play this week's game mode, Breakthrough Chaos. If that's the highlighted one, we can try that. It'd be interesting to hear in the comments if anyone does play this. I'm playing in Japan, and I don't know if the game's region is set to Asia, or if the game is smart enough to check Asia, see there's not enough games, and then check other regions. There's been nothing that I've seen which tells me I can change where it's looking. Options. Network R2. Show network performance. Yeah, that'd be good for you guys to see. Because then you can see what being played from the cloud looks like. Okay. Let's try that. Well, where is it? I just turned it on. Did I? Yeah. But there's nothing in network that will let me pick my region. Nothing in general either. And you think with crossplay, it will open up to more players. See, it says game starting. So of course I assume I'm about to go into a game. Yes, we shall see if it's actually game starting or lobby being created. If there really isn't a single player aspect to this game, it's gonna be frustrating, because what do you do if there are no online players? I'm playing online, coming to the game for the first time, and my first experience is rough, to say the least. But if there's no one to play with, what do? I just give up. So playing it from the cloud is a good way to test if there is an online community. It saves you the, 22, 23 gigabytes hard drive install it needed. So yeah, if you see an online game you're interested in trying, try it from the cloud. See, it wasn't starting a game, it was creating a lobby. That's frustrating. It's not even giving us the correct information. Well, I suppose we can wait a couple of minutes. But yeah, it sucks not knowing. Like, I just want to play. I want to see what the lag is, what the delay is. And I have no idea if I'm picking the wrong mode or not. Again, this was solved on PS3. On PS3, it told you, and not just Killzone, I think Resistance did it, what modes were being played. how many people are playing those modes. So you just join immediately what was popular. Even Warframe, a kind of a launch era game for PS3, had it. Not Warframe. Oh no, what was it? That flying game. That's not War Thunder either. But yeah, there was a very early launch era PS3 game that had it. I wonder why games moved away from telling you what modes are being played. Because, honestly, I feel like I'm wasting my time here. Thankfully, with this cloud streaming video series, I play it twice. And I try and play it on different days at different times. So who knows, maybe we'll get a bit lucky on the second video. But I shouldn't have to send a message out on the social media saying I'm trying this, people join me. So yeah, this is frustrating. Well, I am done waiting. Is there anything I can do here? No. Is there anything else we can try?
Let's begin, please.
So we tried that. We tried Conquest. In my experience, Team Deathmatch is usually quite popular. So I guess we can try that. And it requires less people, so maybe it requires much smaller teams just to start it. But I don't know what the meta is in Battlefield. I don't know where it's trying to push people, or what people found was the most exciting thing to play, the most fun thing. Edit player card. Yeah, this loading is a little rough. But it is the PS4 version after all. It's like 7 seasons. How is there 7 seasons if I can't join anyone? Oh well. So pressing R1 doesn't circle it back to play. You got to press L1 again. Ah, that sucks. It says game starting, but we know we can't trust that. Damn, those tips sometimes don't change, and sometimes they change really quickly. Ah, we're in a lobby. At least it says just needs 4 required to start. So I guess we can wait a couple of minutes again, but again, I don't know what region the game's matchmaking me in. There's not really much I can do on this screen either. Wingsuit. Assault. Engineer. So why have I got 2 assaults open? All 3 supports are open. They're all medics, essentially. Yeah, a couple of recons. So that's got a drone and movement sensor. So Irish is who we played with at the start. At least there is some difference between them. That one's got a grenade, that one's got a shield. You know, there's some difference between them. That is nice. Got different weapons. Attack mine. Or rockets. Both sound like good choices. Yes, yeah. We've got okay, so it does tell you the stats in comparison to what you currently got equipped. So I'm wondering if that's the same with the pistol. Oh, let's see if I hit equip. Wait. I didn't want the SMG. I wanted that one. That's what we had equipped before. Wait, in doing the secondary weapon, it changed the primary weapon? If I do that... Oh, I don't want to mess around with that. Again, needlessly complicated. And we haven't had met anyone, so yeah, I'm ending this. Well, what we're going to do now is we're going to head to the PS4's internet speed test so you can see what I'm working with. So, let's head there now. So in settings, we've got network, and in network, test internet connection. My PS4 is connected to the router via Ethernet cable. The download speeds are fine. The upload, not a huge issue if I'm honest. But yeah, Battlefield 2042, a real bad first experience. and no one's playing it. So, kinda a bit sad for the developers and whatnot, but I can't tell you if it's just because no one's playing it here in Asia or no one's playing it around the world at this specific time, because it doesn't tell you what region it's connecting to. Yeah, it's just as bad as Call of Duty's home screen, and that's frustrating. Why copy something so bad? Why not try and distinguish yourself to make yourself look better? Do something different, make yourself more accessible. Call of Duty and Battlefield assume you've played the previous versions or the other games, so you know how these work. I haven't. And yeah, it is disappointing that it starts off with such great accessibility options and then has no tutorial about how any of it works. It throws you in game without telling you what any of the controls do. I had to look around the screen to find the text to see what stuff does, and it's so small. Bottom right, it tells you what up, down, left, right, all those items do, but it's really small. So it's a shame. It really is. So we will come back for part 2, different day, different time. We'll see if we have any luck trying to find a game. But until then, or until I see you checking out some of the other videos, playlists, shorts, or even live streams on YouTube. Or maybe I'll see you over at Ko-fi. As a small YouTube channel, we get no money from YouTube. But at Ko-fi, we can get donations, including PayPal donations. But we also have some subscription tiers, so maybe one of them will interest you. But wherever or whenever I see you again, please take care.